Hey guys, I'm back to talk about the new moon in Leo that takes place Tuesday, August the 18th at 10:42 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. This is a really nice new moon, guys. It is the last new moon until retrogrades begin again, because we have a Mercury retrograde and a Mars retrograde. So this will be the only new moon that's non-retrograde by inner planets that do impact us on a very deep level. It'll be the last new moon for a couple of months that won't be during a retrograde. So on top of the fact that it's got some really nice aspects, which we're going to talk about, it's also the last day or two of Leo season. It's a really, really good new moon, guys, to start new projects under, to revitalize yourself, to get your space decluttered as we move into Virgo season and come up with plans to do detoxes of all kinds, mind, body, soul, physical, mental, all different kinds of detoxes. So if there's something you've been wanting to do, you'll probably feel like an invigoration and a push around this time. Hopefully, if you're already starting to feel that a little bit, this video will push you even more in that direction. So the first thing I want to mention is, Leo is the sign. It's a fire sign. It rules the heart, okay? Leo is also ruled by the sun. So when you think about the sun is it shines bright. It shines its light upon everybody, even when it's not visible, it's still there. The life force of the sun will always be there, okay? It gives everything life. So when you think about Leo season, it does typically tend to be a time of more action. All the fire signs, typically Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius, during those seasons, the energy does come up and we do feel invigorated, but particularly Leo season because it's in warmer, most of the time, in most places, it's warmer climate, vacation time, but also more importantly from the stars perspective, from the astrological perspective, Leo is it's just energy, it's invigoration, it's courage, it's warmth, it's loyalty and royalty on its highest end of expression. And so when we have a new moon there, we think about what new moons represent. New moons are always about the new projects being born, new ideas, manifestation, abundance, lucky breaks and energetic openings. That's what new moons indicate typically. This one is even more marvelous because it's actually sitting nicely with Mercury, the planet of communication. Mercury is currently in Leo. And it's also trining Mars, which is amazing because it's a really supportive aspect to the action planet, to the planet that wants us to move and make moves and change things and own our light, because that's also what Leo is about, owning your light, bringing your own personal light to the world, right? So recognizing your own light, bringing that out into the world. This is all what this time is about, and having the courage and the initiation and the action to do so and to make plans for yourself moving forward. That's what this time period is indicative of. This whole week, in fact, is actually, especially like the beginning to the middle, it feels really good. It does feel like a positive charge of energy, guys. So also, Mercury is going to be moving into Virgo on the 19th, the day after the new moon. Mercury will move into Virgo, which will be on Wednesday, right? Thursday for some people, but for most people, Wednesday. So on Wednesday, August the 19th, Mercury will move into Virgo, which is great because Mercury is the ruling planet of Virgo. So it does very, very well when it's in Virgo. So again, this highlights the emphasis right now is on new projects, especially having to do with communication of any kind, guys. So if you're a writer, if you're putting information out, if you're a blogger, anything that gives news, gives information, or receives information, this time period, this new moon is amazing for that. And as we move into Virgo season, because Leo season is we're at the very tail end of it and we're closing it out with a really nice new moon. But then on Wednesday, Mercury enters Virgo, and then I think it's on Friday, August the 22nd, I think it's Friday or Saturday, the sun will move into Virgo. And so again, whenever the sun switches signs, collectively the energy does change. We feel it. And every sign has its beautiful manifestations of soul, of what it is that it wants us to do while the sun spends time there, and then the energy shifts right along with it. So when we go into Virgo is the time of analytics. It's the time to really plan and produce the work that will give us the results, right? And so you think about the new moon, You think about the fact that it's a Leo new moon, and Leo is the sign that rules over the 5th house in astrology, which is all about creativity. It is the house of children as well. It's also the house of love. So there's a lot of heart-centeredness around this new moon. Also, on the same day of the new moon, Venus and Uranus are doing a really nice dance together. They're in a sextile, which is beautiful. So they're harmonizing very well. And so this is a time where your self-worth could get a boost. Your financial situation, you could have a moment of sweetness in there somewhere. You could get, a surprising check. You could get somebody saying something extremely kind to you that you're not expecting, or you could be the person doing that for others. But point being is that there's just, for a moment in time, there's this nice feeling of just kindness and loyalty, and it's really nice. It's just a good feeling. So because of the fact that Mercury is working really nicely with this moon, right? They're conjunct each other, so they're working well together. Mercury is the mind. The moon is the soul, right? So the mind and the soul are working together, thinking, communication, what we feel, because remember, Leo's the heart. It wants us to feel. So it's what we feel, what we think, how we connect that, how we express that with Venus-Uranus sextile here. So even if it's in writing, even whatever way it is, there's going to be a feeling of wanting to do that. Now, you may not actually do that, but at any rate, this is a great energy for projects, guys. So if you're working on something, if you've had writer's block, you'll probably find this, time of inspo. Like, you might just really be feeling like you can move forward again. And there's no coincidence to that, because this is fantastic energy to work with. If you have not ever done a new moon ritual, I highly suggest you do one under this new moon. I mean, I always suggest it. You guys know that, but particularly this one, because of just how good the energy is. And if you work with crystals, I would highly suggest you use the orange colors, orange, yellow, red, to represent the fire of Leo, right? Citrine is an excellent one for abundance and bringing in, especially financial abundance. If you want to use anything that's heart chakra based, like malachite or rose quartz for heart opening and good communication, right? Clearing up some problems that you might have or challenges, this is a great time for that as well. Also, fire agate is an excellent crystal to work with. It's like a bright orange color, and it represents the sacral chakra, which houses our creativity, okay? And again, that's Leo. So there's a lot that you can do under this new moon, but you can make it as simple as you want. You can make it as elaborate as you would like. All you need to do, I always recommend doing it at night, and if you're like where I am, it'll be at 10:42 p.m. So it's great because it's at nighttime. But even if it's not, if you can just get out under the light of the moon, sit outside for a couple of minutes, 10 minutes, 20 minutes, however long you want. You could do a quiet meditation, light a candle, get your crystals out, and just write down what it is that you will manifest. Not what you want to manifest, what you will manifest. This is also a time that could be great for a little vision board about what you want to bring in to your world, okay? Or what you want to put out into the world. Whatever way it is going to work for you, only you will know that because it's personal. You can do it with a friend or two if you'd like. You can do it by yourself. I always suggest that when you do full moon rituals, they're releases. So I like to burn what I put out, what I write. But under new moons, I don't burn them, just so you know. I like to typically save them. Sometimes I'll put them under my pillow and I'll look at it every night and reread it, or I'll journal about between each new moon, like what has changed for me, if anything. Or I like to say, I do this all the time, guys. I'll be honest, sometimes I forget. I always do the new moon rituals, but sometimes I forget. And if the energy's really funk, I tend to not work with it, just because that's just me personally. Because the moon is so intuitive, it's the soul, right? So you want to always pay attention to how you feel above all else. So if you're listening to this and you're like, I feel like crap, I don't want to work with this new moon, I don't like Leo, whatever, it doesn't matter, don't do it. But I'm just telling you, the energy right now is great for creativity, for new projects, situations, being social, being more social, being around people. I don't know if where you are you're able to do that, but even if it's over Zoom or just one or two people. But this is a social time. This is a time where you're going to want to be more heart-centered, more heartfelt. Just work with this energy because it's so nice, guys. It really, really is. I'm just going to do a quick card. I'm also getting ready to do the monthly reads for September. I can't believe that. We're already at September. So look out for those because those will be out soon. Just do a quick card for you guys for this new moon energy for the week. of the 18th. Okay, so I pulled the Tower. Not surprising because of what's going on with the world, but the Tower is ruled by Mars. It's also, in my opinion though, it's a Uranian card because, and I just spoke about this in my last video, because Uranus just went retrograde yesterday on August the 15th, and Uranus always brings in a surprise. So I'm going to take this as a positive surprise because of what I said about the Venus-Uranus aspect that we've got on the same day as the new moon that's really pretty. And with the Tower, you could get a shocking love letter. You could get, a very surprising phone call from someone you haven't heard from in a really long time. You could get a declaration of, financial. It could be something really positive, guys, that just kind of changes your course for the better. And that is what I am manifesting for everybody for this new moon. Good health, good more happiness, optimism, faith, everything for the world, because we need it. And so I'm going to take that Tower card to be something extremely positive. If you saw my face, I wanted to put it back when I first pulled it, but I'm not a cheater, so I'm not going to do that. And, hey, it's just a card, right? At the end of the day, the energy is the energy. So anyway, guys, take really good care of yourselves. Work with this new moon energy. Harness it. Shine your light. It's needed. Everybody has their own light. Everybody has their own passions and gifts and abilities. And under Leo energy, we're asked to identify those passions, those desires. They're there for a reason. There's always a calling behind what it is that you want. There's always a basis for that. So dig deep, guys. See what it is for you and get cracking. Have a really awesome week. I'll be back real soon. Bye.